Hello grade 9s. Today I'm looking at page 93 from your workbooks. It's another example of the development of a transition piece where we have got a smaller shape transitioning into a bigger shape. You've noticed that they tend to be some form of a square shape with another square on top of that, and they just change the position of where the square fits on there. I'm going to draw my top view. They've given us the start point at S, and then we're going to project our lines up and complete the front view. I've finished my top view and projected my lines up to get my front view. So those are the given views. Remember, I have tried to use process here, and once again I think I may have put it in where my development's going to go. Do the given views, then find any true lengths and label your views. Then your last step, do the development. However, labeling probably should come before working out our true lengths. So they have given us in our diagram here AB, C, D, E, F, G, H as our corners. If I take a quick look at what I think I'm going to be seeing, AB isn't a horizontal line in my top view or a vertical line. So this is going to be our first true length calculation. AB and a line from going B to C will become a true length 2 line. C to D will be the same as A and B, so we've got that, so that should be a true length 1. Now we're going to have to find something going here from D to F, so that would probably be our true length 3. E to F is a true length already because this is a horizontal line. At the same time, we're going to have to find a triangle going from E to G, which would mean that we're going to have to find that distance by taking E to G to get it a true length as well. And that, hoping that those are going to be all the true length lines that I'm going to need in this view. If we come across any more, we'll just create them at a later stage. I'm going to calculate my true length 1 now. So I'm taking that distance. Remember, to turn it down there would give me the true length. Now we can project up the shape here and take a corner and project it. Remember, I've been taking the outside edge, so I've made this the corner and the top corner, and I now mark off the length with my compass there, join up the point, and that will give me my true length 1 measurement. Now I'm going to need my true length 2 measurement. So this corner over here. And mark that off. Bring up the line. And there is true length 2. The next true length that I'm trying to find is true length 3, where I'm going to go from point D to get to point F. There's my distance. Mark that off. That's got us more than enough to get going. So let's start, and I'll come back to do my other true lengths a little bit later. I've drawn my line from A going towards B, and I now need to take my distance for true length 1. Here's my distance, true length 1. I'm placing my compass at A, draw my arc, and that would give me point B. Our next point that we want to try and find is point C. So triangle A, B, and C. We've got line AB, we know the distance for AC, and as I said, we've calculated true length 2 to get to point C. So while my compass is still set on a big distance, I'm going to get true length 2 and mark that distance from point B then take my AC distance, which was 28, and mark that off. At that intersection we now have point C. Now while I'm still at point C and got my compass set at 28, I'm going to draw an arc because I'm going to need that a bit later. My next corner is going to be point D. So from point C I need the true length here, which is true length 1, and I need the true length across the bottom of my shape of 65. I'm setting my distance to my 65 distance, which I'm going to then mark from point D and draw an arc. From point C I need true length 1, so I'll set my compass to true length 1. Place that at point C, swing that down, and that gives me point D. And I can now join up the points. I've realized here that I've labeled the CDE, so I should be following to C to E. So what I'll do is get this true length now instead of using this one. I don't think it would make much of a difference. So this now is going to give me true length 4, 6 actually. I'll take that distance of CE, so there's that distance for my compass. If I take it there, it would give me my horizontal distance. You could swing it out there and take it up, or just take it up with your compass. So this was point E, and true length 6. So I need to measure now from point C going to E, my true length 6 measurement. So C drawn towards E, and take the distance of the length of the side from D. At that intersection I've now got point E. We now need to find point F. So if we go from point E to F, that is a horizontal line, meaning this corner E to that corner F is my true length 4. Get my distance, put my compass at point E, and remember I'd marked that off already earlier, and that will give me point F. Now I can join up the points. My next triangle at the back here is triangle EFG. I can get my length of FG, that was our measurement of 28. Put that compass at point F and draw my arc. Now from point E, I need to get to point G. That is a horizontal line, but it's on a different plane back here, so we just need to join it up though, and that would give us true length 5, which we will then take with your compass. Set that distance as true length 5. Put your compass at point E and draw that to intersect, giving me point G, and I can join up those points. My next point is E, G, and H. My distance from E to H will be the length of that side, so I've set that already to my EH distance of 65, and I've drawn my arc. From point G, I need the distance to go to H, and that distance is my true length 4 distance. It's this corner. Set my compass to that distance. There is point H, and I can join that up. My next corner can be A, G, and H. So we've got G and H. So I need the distance from H to A, which will be the same distance here as true length 6, E to C. And my true length here is my length of the side of 28. So from G, I'm going to take my true length of 28 and draw an arc. From H, I need to take true length 6. And that gives me point A. I can join that up. The last corner I need to find is my distance from H to B, which was my true length of the base. Draw my arc. From A to B was true length 1. And I can join that up. And there I have the complete drawing of the given views and the development of the transition piece on page 93. Hello grade 11s, today I'm looking at page 94 from your workbooks. This is another example of a development of a transition piece. They've given you the front view and the top view of the shape on the side. You have to redraw those and then do the development using seam AB as your start point and then they want you to follow this direction around the shape. I'm going to draw the given views now. There I have the completed top view. I'm now going to project my lines up to the front view. I've completed my front view now, and I can start with my next step, usually with the numbering and then finding the true lengths. With these, I'm not going to speculate how many true lengths there are. I'm actually going to do each true length as I need to calculate it rather. They've told us to make AB our starting seam, and that will make it our first true length, because this isn't a horizontal or a vertical line in our top view, and we need to get that to a vertical line or horizontal line. So I'm going to take my AB distance and swing it down. That would give me the distance, but then bring it up here to my front view and mark that off, and that will give me my true length 1 for my start length AB. So I can take that distance now and mark that off on my AB line. There was my true length. I put it at A, mark it off towards B, and there is my first point. My next point I'm going to find is point C. I know the length of BC, that is a horizontal line, so that is my true distance. So I can take that and draw an arc. Here's my BC distance, and I'm going to draw my arc. Now I need the AC distance. Now that isn't a true length, so what I'm going to do is swing my compass around, take the distance from C to A, and that would be turning it to the horizontal line, bring it up into my construction area and mark that off. And draw the line in, giving me true length 2. I've now got my true length 2, and I'm going to place that at point A and mark that off to give me point C. I can join up those points now. I've labelled my next point D, so I can get my AD distance and mark that off. And now I need to find the distance of CD. CD is not a true length, so I need to rotate it, or basically just get the measure here and rotate it down. We would project it up if we were doing it that way. I like projecting it up here. This is going to give me true length 3. There's true length 3. And let's get that distance now to mark off. And I'm going to put my compass at point C and draw it up to hit point D. I can now join those points up. Our next corner needs to be corner E. What distance do I know? I know all of these distance. The distance here will be the same length on the distance on that side of the shape. So while I've got my compass set at D, I will draw my arc, and from CE I get my CE measurement and put my compass at C and draw that arc to intersect, giving me point E. And now join up those points. Next point I want to find is point F. Point F is the line, same line going from C back to A, giving us true length 2. So I'm going to take my true length 2 and mark that from point E. From D I'll mark DF. So from point E there's my measurement, and here is my measurement from point D, where they intersect gives me point F, and I can now join up those points. The next corner I need to find is corner G. What measurements do we know? We know the EF measurement is the true length. It's a horizontal line in the top view. So I can take that from point E and mark that off. Excuse me, I need to find the distance going now from point F to G. F to G is the same as true length 1. So I'm going to find my true length 1 measurement, place that at point F and draw that down to get the intersection. Giving us point G, and join those points up. Our next point is point H, so that will be triangle F, G and H. I know my distance here will be this distance here, FH, and draw my arc. From point G I'm going to need the line that goes from G to H. Now that will be a vertical line, and hence that is the true length. So this will be the true length 4. So I take my height, which I know is 62, put that at point G and mark off to give me point H and join up the points. From point H, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference where I'm going to go from there, but I can go from H back to A, H to B. Let's go to point B. So I'm going to take the distance from G to B. And mark that off. While I'm at H, I need the line that is going to be the true length again. So it was true length 4, and I'm taking that from H and marking off to find point B. Our last point is point A at the top. So from B I need to mark with my height for true length 1. True length 1. And from H I need to mark off the distance to A. Mark that off, giving me point A, and join the points up. And that gives me the completed drawing of the given view, in the front view, the given top view. I've calculated my true lengths, and I've done the development of the transition piece on page 94 of your workbooks.